Well, hello there. It is I, your host of the Bitcast, Daniel, and joining me in this lovely episode 60 is Curtis and TJ.
Hello.
Hello. I think it's been like well over a year, maybe a year or two since the last time we actually did a podcast.
The most inconsistent podcast on the internet.
It used to be pretty consistent, though.
We were, yeah.
Yeah, we were. And then life happened. And then it said, big fuck you.
You had a baby.
Well, that had happened. I hadn't even talked about that on the podcast. That happened while the podcast was still down.
Yeah,
that happened while
D&D.
I was still trying to do D&D. It's like, here's your child now. Like, I walked up to the vending machine, put a few quarters in, pushed my buttons, and then it got stuck while it was falling down.
More like you pushed her button. Say.
Hey.
Don't let her listen to this.
It's what the future. No,
It's too late. It's on the internet. It's forever.
Yeah, it's on the internet. It's forever now. I guess we can start off with that. It's just some of life's goals and things, as many things have happened. Some of the things that have happened is that I have successfully I was about to say respawned, and I'm like, respawn doesn't work.
You respawned?
I was respawned. No, I've created offspring. I am a successful living organism. I have offspring now.
Produced a miniature version of yourself to turn loose on the world.
Oh, it's worse. Worse.
Just wait.
I thought all the memes of being a parent were like, ha ha ha, that's not going to happen to me. No. It very much has happened to me. But that is life, and that is being a parent, apparently. It's a parent, you're a parent.
A parent.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said the name of the movie, you guys.
It's a parent, you're a parent.
Of the game. Now, this child has thoroughly whooped my ass over the year and a half, practically, now. So, we're getting close to a year and a half. I think a year and a half is October.
Yep.
So, for a beast that decided to come early, she was premature by 5 weeks, and in the middle of the goddamn pandemic. So that was exciting.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that have really blown my damn mind was the pandemic started, and we're trying to have a kid, and people are in the hospital for COVID, and then only one parent at a time could be in the hospital room with the child. It's annoying and crappy, to say the least. Which is about all I'm going to say. I'll just leave it at the least. It's annoying and crappy. I spent many of my time. I let my wife go in and see our little one, and I sat in the parking lot, usually 3 or 4 hours at the hospital, just waiting. Sometimes I went and got Whataburger because there was a Whataburger nearby. I'm like, you know what? I think I'll get the Whataburger. And I got the Whataburger, and it's so good. As you can tell, I put on weight because of Whataburger. Thanks, Whataburger. Your shakes are too delicious.
It's also just part of being at home with the kid.
That's true. I practically was gone a month from work because I took 2 weeks off for when she was going to be born. I was like, I know I'm taking 2 weeks off. Yeah, I'll do that. And then I took bonding time from work. So that was like another couple of weeks. So I was gone a solid month from work. And during that time, I learned what it meant when people said that they don't sleep when they have children. Because you don't. I literally did not sleep. I stayed up. In the evenings, it was more or less evenings to early mornings was my gig. So the wife would go to bed at like 6 or 7 o'clock in the afternoon. And I would stay up till about 3 in the morning. Until she would get up at 3 in the morning. And then I would go to sleep for about 3 hours and then get up at 6 and then get ready to go to work.
Yeah, I remember talking to you a couple of those days. It was pretty rough.
I did that 6 months. I don't remember those 6 months. I really don't. You could ask me, Daniel, what did you do for 6 months of your life? I'd be like, I didn't sleep. I don't remember anything else, but I didn't sleep. That's for damn sure.
That seems to be like the general consensus of new parents is I don't remember the first 3 to 6 months.
You don't. I really don't. I tell you what I remember most is suddenly my daughter rolling over. I'm like, hey, look, she can roll over now. Where did the rest of the time go?
It goes fast.
There's pictures. I have pictures. I look at the pictures. I'm like, I don't remember this. I tell you what I did most of the time, though. I do remember this. Most of the entire time where I did not sleep, I spent watching 8 out of 10 Cats Dust Countdown. And for y'all who don't even know what the hell it is, it's a variety show that is on in the UK. And it is a play off of a game show that they have called Countdown, where people do math, voluntarily do math, I should say, and word puzzles. But the 8 out of 10 Cats group, they're a comedic group that is with Jimmy Carr. I don't know if anybody knows Jimmy. Y'all know Jimmy Carr. Dude's got like the whitest teeth on the planet. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. That's all I watched. I think I watched maybe 7 or 8 seasons of 8 out of 10 Cats Countdown. That's how I survived. Because they were 1 hour long episodes. I'm like, cool, I'll watch 6 of these and then go to bed. Thank you, YouTube.
Yeah.
And all the people who illegally rip these to YouTube. You saved my mind. But I digress. I don't know. It's being a parent is different and interesting, and it alters your brain chemistry by far.
Oh yeah.
You don't think like you used to think. I can tell you right now, I used to be able to sit down and go, oh, look, here's the sad thing about a baby on TV, and it didn't bother me. Okay? Now I sit down and I see a sad thing on TV about a baby, and I'm like, I want to kill the person who hurt that baby. I'm like, this is weird. It's like, stop this.
I can't watch after I realized I became more sensitive after it was late night TV and that Sarah McLachlan song came on and they were showing all those sad puppies that weren't getting adopted.
Oh, God.
And I was like, what is wrong with me? I love them all so much.
I know this. I know this feeling that you're speaking of, because this is me too. And I'm like,
I want to love them all. What is wrong with me? I'm hungry. I need something to eat. That's what's wrong with me. I wipe my eyes, and you go to the kitchen to find something to eat. Yeah.
Oh, we got do I have a crackly microphone?
I think it's the internet. I don't think it's anything you can fix.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I think you're popping just a little bit here and there.
Am I popping?
Yeah, it's.
Hold on 1 second.
I think you're popping just a little.
It's something you've always had, but it's particularly bad tonight.
Oh shit.
I mean, not
a stutter.
It's not super distracting. Well, it's a little distracting, but it's not that bad.
Well, that sucks.
It does suck, but it's.
I may need to change my microphone out. I guess that's
I
possible.
I don't think it's your microphone.
As long as I don't sound robotic. I mean, let's see. Y'all are hearing y'all are hearing a different microphone than what's going out over.
Then we're here.
Podcast.
Then it's definitely not the microphone because both are. We're hearing it and Stream is hearing it.
Yeah. Oh, you both hear a pop.
Yeah.
Curse you, internet.
It's not a pop as so much as it's replaying tiny chunks of what you're saying.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's very weird.
You'll say something and then you'll repeat yourself like for a split second.
Just a hair, just a quick pop of. It's a weird thing. You'll have to watch the VOD of it and you'll see what it is.
Oh,
You ever seen Bill Cosby do his double talk? Something similar to that, yeah.
Hold on one second.
That's not dramatic though. It's just here and there.
I think, therefore, I am annoyed. See, there's you two. Camera's off. Consoles, but I'm not having anything pulled over console. Hold on. Let me do this. Let me kill.
I hate it.
Kill the internet.
Kill it.
Alright, let's try this. I think there's some extra hoodoobery that was reverbing back through. I think if I shut down what I shut down, it should fix the problem. No?
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
It's fine.
Let's keep going. It's not that big of a deal.
That's annoying. I don't get that.
We've made it this far.
I guess so. Well, I didn't know that it was going on. That's the thing.
Well, you had a good line going, and I don't want to cut you off.
Oh, my diatribe.
Like I said, it's not that distracting. It's just little clicks here and there.
Like I can hear sometimes the little click come through, and that just may be a bad cable connection or something. But nonetheless, anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, children's being a parent, it's all fun and games until
Well, it doesn't get any better.
Yeah.
Because once they learn to walk and talk, they don't ever sit down or shut up. And then that's your fault for teaching them.
That's true. I've already taught my daughter Google. Now she won't stop.
What a weird time kids will be growing up in right now.
Oh, tell me about it.
Like, I very much, if I grew up as a kid these days, I would have no reason to go outside. As a kid, I went outside because there was nothing to do inside.
Right.
My bike, you couldn't ride inside, so I had to go outside. And then to find your friends, you had to go to them and hope they were home.
Yeah. Or you call somebody at somebody's house just to speak with them, and
Yeah.
There was no answering machine. It was just, it rang 1,000 times, and guess they're not home.
Yeah.
They may be out riding their bicycle. Better go check.
It's like, shit, so where did they hang out?
I'll find it.
But I kind of miss it, but I'm also glad kids don't really have to deal with it. I mean, they still can. But now, like, kids are so much smarter than we were as kids.
Well,
But
now they
still
just-
very dumb.
Well, all they do is just get their damn smartphone and be like, hey, where you at?
Right.
We
But
couldn't do that.
we would if we could.
All I could do is get on my walkie-talkie and talk to the weirdo that was running across the road or something.
Yeah.
I remember I pulled out my walkie-talkie. I was like, hello, who is this? I'm like, oh no.
There's somebody actually there.
I'll put that down.
Mom!
Oh, man, I just think about, like, some of the dumb shit we did as kids, and it's like, man, that shit, we're very lucky we didn't record it. And then you see kids doing it, and they're recording the dumb shit they do, and you're like, boy,
Yeah.
that's just, don't record that.
Yeah.
Also,
Then they're going viral.
But that's
Right.
but that's how people do it now. That's how it is.
Well, here's my thing. Like, you record this real dumb shit you do, and that's fine. Like, you want to show your friends, or like maybe you just did something and you fucked yourself up. What you do is you go to your phone and just go ahead and delete that. Just delete it. Ain't nobody need to see that. Like, even back in the day, it was a problem. You remember Star Wars Kid?
Yeah.
That should have never survived. And when he fucked himself up, when he was looking at that, he should have been like, I should just delete this. The kid with the nunchucks, I'm pretty sure, I don't know what the fuck he was doing, but he should have deleted that.
See,
Man.
we grew up in the time where the stupidity began because people were putting it on VHS tapes and then sending it to ABC to put on America's Funniest Home Videos.
True. That's true. That's very true.
So the first 20 people that I hit in the nuts with a football, they ended up with $10,000 every week.
Hansmo, man.
Now everybody's getting hit in the nuts with football, and it's all over YouTube.
Or TikTok.
Or TikTok now, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, fuck TikTok. I can't stop watching it. I cannot stop watching it.
I quit a while back.
I need to.
I was like, I can't do this anymore.
It's the thing I like about TikTok. Some of it's real bad. A lot of it's real bad. It's
Some of it.
That's the best part.
The best part is it's bad.
Their algorithm is very good. So like if you watch for a while and like you pick like it learns who you watch the longest, what kind of content you watch the longest, what you like, what you follow, and it will everyone's For You page becomes very, very different. Like mine versus my brother's completely different. There's some overlap, but it's very different. I like their algorithm a lot.
Here's what mine was when I reloaded TikTok for the first time. It was nothing but porn. I was like, what is this shit?
Well, that's on you, Daniel.
You said you spend that time by yourself at night.
That was, like I said, this is when I just reloaded TikTok for the first time in like years. This is before TikTok was nothing but porn, practically. Yeah. This was, back then it was kids throwing cheese at people or throwing cheese at babies or something. I mean, that was kind of what was the thing at that time. But then I pull it up and it's like, here's a guy railing me from behind. I'm like, why is this on TikTok?
Okay, mind some of that, but I don't know.
There's no defense. It's like
it got way too quiet, way too fast after that. And we're waiting for the punchline.
I just swept. I was like, I'm gonna swipe it away. I will swipe it away, and then eventually my TikTok turned into cop stories. Like, the police cop was beating me up, and then I'm like, why is I stop? No, I don't. I'm tired of this. I'm like, you watch one, and it's like, here's 40,000 more. That's just like it. I'm like, no.
You actually double tap it. It's like, you like this? Here's more. And you're like, no.
God damn it! Hit that damn hard again and shut it down.
But I have a real problem. I watch way too much TikTok, too much. But sorry, I just noticed someone streaming Final Fantasy VIII, and that got me very excited.
I was like, are you looking out your truck door and you're seeing somebody else stream Final Fantasy VIII next to you?
No, I have over on Twitch. I was like, oh shit, somebody's playing Final Fantasy VIII. Oh, weird.
It's like, this is great. Let me watch this instead of being on the podcast. Bye, Daniel. Fuck your podcast.
I'll just chime in when it's my turn.
For those that don't know, Final Fantasy VIII is my favorite one.
Yes.
But that's all.
Oh, it's not X2?
No, not X2. X2 is my second favorite.
Let's go down that.
It's like fourth or fifth. So we've been down it a lot.
We've beat that horse to death. I don't think we've done it on the podcast. I don't remember finding it.
We've done it.
I know we've talked about it.
Well, since we're digging up video game stuff now, let's talk about some video game stuff. Let's talk about the biggest elephant in the room, the Steam Deck.
Everybody's talking about it. You can't flip anywhere on the internet without somebody having an opinion about this thing.
I have all the hot takes right now. Okay?
Yeah.
This is going to be shit. It's not going to work like they wanted to. It's going to be just like their stupid-ass controller and Steam Link.
Well, hold on a minute.
I
The
know.
controller was good.
The controller flopped.
Well, because no one wanted it, because we don't need it.
They don't want, look.
Well, here's the problem with the controllers. It doesn't work very well with consoles because it's all programmable. Like, you can plug it into your PC and it recognizes it very easily because it knows how to access that. But consoles didn't. They don't know what to fucking do with it.
Nobody wanted that controller for their console anyway.
Well, no. But here's the thing. It was never intended for that. It was intended to be used with Steam.
For the damn Steam boxes that failed out horribly.
Because they stopped supporting them, which is probably what's going to happen to Steam Deck.
Exactly.
But here's the thing. Steam Deck is a better Switch.
People say that. It's not a better Switch.
It's already a better Switch because one, the handhold's like so much bigger and better. Like, I hate the stupid little Joy-Cons. My hands are big. I can't hold the damn things for that long.
Here's what's gonna happen. People are gonna be like, "This is the Switch killer," and then and me over here, I'm going, "No, it's not." And the reason why it's not is because it doesn't have Mario and it doesn't have Zelda.
Well,
No, Nintendo's going to stand on their own 2 feet with their exclusives.
Well, look, everybody in the world has tried to make a handheld, and they fail, and they fail because they don't have Mario, they don't have Zelda.
Well, here's where I think this handheld will be better than any other handheld. One of the things that was the best thing about the PSP and the PS Vita was that people could mod them to play whatever they wanted to play. So that gave so much life to those handhelds because Sony sure as fuck wasn't doing nothing with it.
Yeah, I mean, PSP, excellent console.
That's super great.
The best.
Yeah. I loved mine until I got stolen out of my truck. That's a different story. But what gave it so much life was being able to mod it and put whatever you wanted on there.
Yeah.
And I had mine modded. I don't know if you did. I'm sure you did.
Of course.
Everyone I knew that had one had it modded and was playing whatever the hell they wanted on them, which was awesome.
All the PS1 games.
So if you think about it, that's going to be the same thing with the Steam Deck. I hate that they chose that name because there's already a Stream Deck. Why do we have...
You got a Stream Deck, now you got a Steam Deck.
Yeah, it's very stupid. But it's pretty much your whole Steam library you can play. Probably not as good as, your computer can. Certainly not mine.
No.
But the fact that I can, have with me, I don't want to play. I like the Switch. I like Nintendo games. I don't like the Switch that much. I like it. I don't like it. It's just I can't do consoles anymore.
You like it because there's Mario and Zelda.
Well, I don't really like Mario that much.
Well, okay, look, Mario was great.
Mario was great. Odyssey was fantastic. I beat it and I loved it. Legend of Zelda was great. I didn't beat it. I got all the way to Ganon's Castle and then I stopped playing it. I know.
Don't do what I did with Final Fantasy IX and put it down for 10 years.
That's what I did with Final Fantasy 7. I never beat 7. I got all the way to Sephiroth. Well, I got to the crater, and then I stopped playing it, and then I never played it again, and then Michael was like, "Do you want to see the end?" And he's like, "I have a save right where he's left off." I was like, "Okay." Well, that's me watching the end of Final Fantasy 7.
I need to look and see if I have my Final Fantasy 12 save. I forgot. I gotta look that. I gotta see if I can find that.
But I like the Switch, but it doesn't have enough draw to me because there's not enough games on the Switch that will keep me interested in it.
Well, they're branched out into the bigger AAA titles as well.
But they look god awful.
Well, yeah, there's never.
This is also their first stab at trying to do that too.
I mean, it's not their first stab. It's their first. It's something like they've had consoles for a long time, and they knew they were going to be having these big AAA titles on here, and they came out with a very underpowered system. And it just Nintendo games run amazing. Like no one can doubt that every Nintendo game that Nintendo makes is put on it has looked perfect.
The AAA titles was an afterthought in production.
Yeah, it's
had to be. Otherwise, they would have come at it full force. Nintendo doesn't do anything half-assed, with the exception of the Wii U.
Nintendo doesn't need AAA titles. They just need their own software.
Well,
they've proven that year after year after year.
Yeah, but competition keeps pushing them farther and farther back.
But they don't. Well, see, the thing is, they don't have to keep up.
I mean, they can't survive. They can't keep surviving on two franchises.
Tell that to Nintendo, as they've done that for forever now.
I mean,
now they're gonna have Metroid.
I guess. I mean, Metroid's not a draw for me, but I'm not everybody, and I know a lot of people do like Metroid.
I am kind of interested in the new 2D Metroid. I don't give a shit about the 3D Metroids. Hey, hang me up. I don't care. The 2D, I'm interested in.
So we were talking about Steam Deck, and we're talking about AAA titles. A lot of these AAA titles have a lot of gigabytes.
Oh yeah,
attached to them.
Yeah,
and
hope you bring your spare hard drives.
Well, the hard drive for the $400 Steam Deck is only 64 gigs.
You get 5, maybe 6 whole games on there.
Yeah.
Well, some of them AAA titles are 50 gigs by themselves, 45 gigs, 42 gigs.
Yeah, let's look at I'm just going to glance over here. I have my Steam open. I just want to look at my top games.
Install COD on that.
Borderlands 3 is 123 gigs with all the DLC. Red Dead Redemption is 120 gigs. Let's see, Mortal Kombat 11. Mortal Kombat 11 is over 100 gigs. Why is Mortal Kombat 100 gigs?
So this is the thing. So you say everybody, and of course they're like, well, it's expandable. It's expandable. You can put a memory card in there. Hooray! 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 You gonna put a terabyte memory card in there?
Yeah.
You gonna dig one of them up somewhere right now? How much do those bastards cost?
Well, here's the thing. It does have an NV. Well, I know the two bigger versions have an NV in the M2 drive. There we go. I'll just use M2. It has an M2 drive, which is probably upgradable. I can't imagine how hard it would be to pull that out. But the problem is you wouldn't have your operating system on there. So I'm sure there's a way around that, but I doubt they want to just make it. The biggest selling point is the hard drive.
Look, the biggest selling point of this thing is that you can play Among Us on it, probably.
And that's what I was fixing to say. Really, it's not for those people that are going to have all the big AAA titles to take with them. It's aimed at the indie games that they can put 5 or 6 gigs into it, and you can play it as you go on the go. Somebody that's always on the go, and they can take it with them and have access to their Steam library and not have to worry about not being able to get to their games and play them when they want to, or just when they're home.
By the way, a 1 terabyte SanDisk Extreme Plus micro SD card right now at Best Buy is $280.
That is a lot.
Yes, that is almost the price of the damn console.
And here's the thing: is if you're gonna buy one, you should probably buy one now, because I feel like the price will go up.
Oh, of course.
And I agree with you. No one's gonna be playing. I mean, some people will. I will certainly put a fucking big ass game that has no business being on it just to play it
for 2 minutes.
My whole thought was, when I play it, I'm one of those people that is on the go. I have my PC with me all the time, but a lot of times I am somewhere where playing the Switch makes more sense. And the Switch, with my job, I pick up the Switch and I can play for whatever time it takes for stuff to finish, and then I can turn it off and pick up right where I left off. Which the Steam Deck has the same thing, the pause and resume.
Yeah,
which would work for my first instinct was playing games like SnowRunner or Monster Hunter World, or I would probably put Red Dead on there, but that would kill the battery in
absolutely
about an hour.
Battery's gone.
Yeah,
I think they said, what was it? 6 hours under light use.
Yeah,
if I remember.
Yeah, and they were saying it has several hours of battery life under normal use, and then web browsing 7 to 8 hours. And I was like, well, that is several hours.
Yeah.
So playing any game is gonna absolutely murk the battery. So
you better plug it in. I mean,
yeah.
It's always anything with a handheld. It's always good in theory.
Yeah.
Nobody can do it like Nintendo can do it because nobody has the properties like Nintendo.
But if there is a company that can do it, I've always figured it would be a PC company or a company like Steam if they continue to support it.
This is an interesting time because we're right at the beginning of it to see where it's going to go.
Yeah.
But they better tread carefully because there is a huge opportunity to fall flat on their face extremely quick with this.
Well, here's the thing. Them falling flat on their face doesn't seem to bother them.
No, they've got money.
They're going to fall back on their PCs and their desktops. That's what they're aimed at. But this is just something new that they're testing the waters to see.
Well, they did that with the Steam Link.
Yeah.
Which do you have one? Did you ever buy one?
No.
I've never even seen one.
I don't need one. All I have to do is turn on one computer and then turn on another computer on the same damn network, and I can do the same thing.
True.
It's like, hook it up to your TV instead. I'm like, why?
True, but you got to think, a lot of people don't have, multiple PCs in their house.
True. But for me, they've got one good gaming PC, and then they probably got a shitty laptop that they could just hook up to a TV. I mean, somebody's got a shitty laptop somewhere that's old that they can run Steam. I mean,
that's me.
Yeah,
That's me.
Curtis's EliteBook runs Steam.
This thing is a dinosaur. It is kicking ass.
He's playing, PGA 2K21 and other stuff.
I played Hitman on it the other day. God, I could bring up my library and tell you, but I've tried to play all kinds of stuff on it.
That's the thing.
It's hit and miss.
PC is always PC, but it will always be PC because you're going to be out of PC.
Well, here's the thing. What happens when you don't have to be at the PC? I mean, we've never had PC games be able to play them handheld.
NVIDIA Shield.
Listen, we don't need to talk about the Shield. That was a poorly supported. No one wanted it. It came out at a bad time.
It's just sounds like everything else that is fixing to happen here with
here's
Steam
the
Deck.
thing. Well, the Switch has already proved that handheld, this whole platform is more viable. I want to say I've always wanted a Shield, and I did want a Shield, but that was too much money back then.
Well, how about this? Between the two of you, do you want to see this succeed?
Yes.
And then what would be the benefit of it succeeding?
I don't give a shit, personally.
I want it to succeed for one reason. Well, two. One, because I already pre-ordered one.
Oh.
Now, which one? Because there's 3 versions.
Come on now.
I know which one you got.
Here's the thing. I reserved one. I didn't pre-order one.
TJ was probably the guy. He was probably the guy that sent Gabe Newell an email saying, "Hey, is that M2 slot in the $3.99 version?"
I pre-ordered the big one, but it's $5, and it's I could back out of it later. It's whatever. But the other reason I want it to succeed is because there's no competition for the Switch to get better. And I believe competition, even if it's not directly competitive, it is encroaching on the handheld market in which the Switch lives in.
I just don't think Nintendo really needs anybody.
They 100% need
try and fuck with them because, I mean, look, you got cell phones, right? That's your handheld.
That's not.
This is hold on. This is the most successful platform for gaming by and far. It is most accessible too. Now, granted, the games that you play on this are utter shit. But
I agree. But all 3 of these games are targeting different markets.
Yeah.
Nintendo has its market, which will always be Nintendo's market, and they'll always continue to grow with them. Yeah.
Nintendo's everybody. Trust me. Look.
I'm no longer Nintendo's market. I have Nintendo. This whole arm is all Nintendo, and I could not care less about the next Nintendo game.
That's all I care about, honestly.
I
am a 37-year-old man who has got more computers than he has, hands to operate. And all I give a shit about is when am I going to get my next Breath of the Wild?
Right, but here's my thing: is like, I just like once I love Zelda. Next Zelda game comes out, I will buy it and I'll play it all the way up to the end boss, and then I'll stop playing it for some reason. I don't know why I do this. Fear of finishing things. I don't know.
You're like, I want to go through and I want to 100% it.
That's not even that, because if it was, I'd still be playing it. But that being aside, I might pick up another game. Like, my Switch is full of games. I've got a bunch of Pokemon games. I've got Animal Crossing. I've got all kinds of games, but none of them interest me.
Side note. Wasn't Animal Crossing the perfect game to come across right at the beginning of the pandemic?
It's probably why they were just holding on to it, because they released the pandemic, so their game would sell like this.
Yeah, but when they really felt like they were behind the curve, when everybody burned through all their content in the first 3 months.
Yeah.
And then time skipping became a thing, and then, oh my God.
Well, here's the problem with Animal Crossing. I know we're going to go off on a little tangent here. Is time skipping has always been a problem. It just became much bigger because the internet and, faster spread of information.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we've always time skipped. Everyone, everywhere has always time skipped in Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's got rotten turnips somewhere.
I tell you what, all I wanted to do was get a hold of the NES games in the original. That's all I cared about. I wanted to play Legend of Zelda on my GameCube. So.
I want to say that was also a draw for me, but I have, access to the Super NES and NES libraries, which are very lacking and a little boring.
Nah. There's great content on the NES and SNES. Nobody just gives a shit anymore.
Right. Well, it's for us. It's not for the kids anymore. It's 100% targeted at us.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. Every time they come out with a system that you can play retro games on, it is not targeted for anybody but the ones that grew up with it.
Yeah.
That's why emulators are so big.
But it's just the Nintendo and the Switch holds such very little draw for me, except for like one game, one series, and it's like PlayStation. I want a PS5 just to play Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah,
that's it. I have zero other draw to the system, and I can't bring myself to buy another console to play one game.
And see, that's what I was talking to Daniel about the other day about consoles. I was like, man, I want them, but
yeah.
What am I going to do with it that I can't already do? Yeah, I don't. No, I don't.
It's like, I've spent thousands of dollars on this PC. Why do I want to spend another $500 on a console that I'm barely going to play?
Right.
At this point, I just got to hope that at some point the Final Fantasy games will come to PC, the remakes.
Yeah. Well, apparently, PlayStation Go or Now or whatever the fuck it is.
Oh, that's true.
Is a thing, which awesome, but I've heard some things that if your internet's not great, it's not great.
I don't have that issue personally.
Yeah, same. I have a bunch of shit internet.
Mr. Gigabit Internet. I'll download your library in 5 seconds.
You can't brag about your internet while it's crackling.
I think that I don't think it's the internet. I think it's
probably got a cable that's given out.
I think it's a cable. I think it's my microphone cable, honestly.
I haven't changed them in a long time.
I know they're older than shit right now.
I still think it's the internet. I don't think it's your microphone, but I could be wrong.
I'd have to listen to it, honestly, but
yeah.
Oh well. So the Steam Deck,
he's not bouncing around the screen, so
that's true. Yeah.
It's like I am very crisp and clear, but scratch. The Steam Deck. So, like I said, I knew we were going to have very, very differing opinions on this thing, and like you had said, you want it to succeed. I couldn't give a shit if it succeeds or not because it's more hardware to buy. But let's talk about the layout of the console.
it seems awkward being everything at the top.
Yeah,
It seemed like it would be uncomfortable, especially with the buttons on the back, that
Well,
you would have to sacrifice grip to use those buttons.
there's buttons on the back.
Yeah,
it's
there's
got grip buttons, kind of like the
Pull up
Xbox
the
One
button.
paddles.
Shit.
yeah, pull it up. It's like an R4, R3,
I hadn't-
L3, R4.
I
Yeah,
hadn't seen buttons on the back yet.
look
Yeah.
at this console closely. Let me see if
I
I can
think-
send you a picture.
Well, it's still very early. Like it's not was it Q2 of next year? So I'm pretty sure the controller layout will go through some changes.
I hope.
It's odd. Well, I mean, it's odd only in that it's a different layout that we've been used to, which
Well, look, no, you look at the Wii U Pro controller. It had both analog sticks at the very top of that controller.
it was weird too.
And Nintendo got all the shit for it.
Yeah.
And then what they do when they built the Switch? They moved that analog stick down. They said, "We hear you, okay."
Here's the thing: is Xbox created the perfect controller layout. It's unbeatable. Like you can say anything you want about not liking Xbox, they made the very perfect controller.
Yes, this is the ultimate. This
I mean-
layout should never be changed.
Yeah, I bought an Elite. Don't buy an Elite. I think we lost Curtis.
We talked about it while playing golf.
I think we lost Curtis.
Yes, it looks like it. He'll return.
Yeah. Hopefully he knows that we lost him. But yeah, don't buy an Elite. It's a okay. So originally the Series 1, the first Elite to come out, had very poor build quality. It was not great. And you know, when you pick up an Xbox controller and you can tell how light it is, you're like, this is a bad controller.
Yeah.
Like, this controller is very heavy. I don't know. Actually, I have a.
Ooh, I hear a ghostly Curtis in the background. It's weird.
It is heavier than my regular controller. Ghostly Curtis.
Oh, it must have been. I think it was actually the zipper that you were zipping up. I was like, oh, that's weird. Here.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Oh, there he is. Hold on. We'll bring.
we have two screens of you.
That's okay.
Oh, weird.
There we go.
It's telling me that I was on two different streams. I'm like, that's not possible. I'm not even connected to the first one anymore.
That's okay. We brought you back.
All I wanted to do was look something up and it died.
But yeah, Xbox controller, perfect layout, and almost, well, not every console, but a lot of people now emulate it. But I am, I don't know. They might stick with it. I don't know if they can do the whole layout with the Steam Deck. Maybe they can. Maybe they'll make it work.
See, I would have put the trackpad on the back of the unit. To be honest.
What other controller did that? Did another controller have?
It wasn't a controller. It was the Vita.
Oh, that's right. The Vita had it on the back.
Okay, so Curtis just posted a picture in the podcast. I see. See, the shoulder buttons are fine. Those two buttons that are on the grips, fuck them away.
Well,
And
here's the thing.
put the trackpad back there.
Those buttons, assuming that they are programmable, which, being that it's for PC games, will be, because this controller, which you can't see in the dark because it's black and I have no lights in here, has buttons on the back. And I love them. They're so good when you can program them for stuff you want to use.
Flappy paddle buttons. No. I look. I've got all. No. Just put the trackpad on the back where you move your finger around there like a mouse.
I'm 100% on board with buttons on the back, because for games like racing games, which won't matter because none of them support having buttons on the back that are different than other buttons, except for American Truck Simulator, Really Dangerous, Some games do support it. They don't like it. I tell you right now, they do not like it when you put in F22 as a button. I have mine for when I have it set for PC. They're F1 through 24.
Nice.
A lot of games really don't like that. It's just gibberish whenever I push that button. I'm like, all right, well, as long as you know it's a different button.
Like, stop it.
It's going to be what I say.
But I disagree. I like having the buttons on the back. I think more buttons. There's a lot of wasted space back there, man.
Perhaps.
And again, it could be something that, I mean, maybe we're just getting to the point where, like, you damn kids and your haircuts and your rock and roll, get off my lawn.
That brings up a good point. I want to touch on this point because we kind of talked about it when we had the Final Fantasy 12 argument or Final Fantasy X2 argument. So a thing that bothered me when Final Fantasy 12 came out was that it was no longer random encounters, but you could see your enemies, and I didn't like that.
Right.
I was like, this isn't Final Fantasy. This is the way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be random encounters, blah, blah, blah. What I realized is I've always hated random encounters. And I was just being stubborn. So I think a lot of this is us being stubborn about change that we don't like. That we feel like, it shouldn't be this way, damn it. This isn't the way it's supposed to be.
Look, I like the NES, and by God, everything should be NES graphics and NES for life.
See, and that's where he beat me to that point. He was there like last year, I think.
Jane was like, I want controllers that hurt my hands.
I want my Nintendo controller pointy with 2 buttons.
Yeah, God damn it. I want my tiny ass 2-button controller. Motherfucker, give it to me.
I want more buttons, damn it. I want every finger to be able to hit a different button.
I want hand cramps. I don't want comfortability.
I will tell you, that is the biggest reason I don't play my Switch is because my hand cramps after about 45 minutes. I'm like, I can't with these tiny fucking controllers.
Man, that's why I use the Pro Controller.
But I can't. I'm handheld, and it's awkward. It doesn't have Bluetooth support. It's fucking...
What are you talking about? The Pro Controller you can use with the Switch.
I know, but I'm just like, I can't carry... I mean, I can. It's my Pro Controller's in here somewhere.
There you go.
It's tedious for me to get my controller out when I already have the controller right here, and it's a lot of work.
Did you know that damn Pro Controller works on your PC as well?
Yeah, I do. It's a terrible controller for PC.
No, it's not. It's an Xbox controller, more or less.
No, it's not. The triggers are just buttons. They're not triggers. They have no motion. That's useless for me.
When you can push them in and you can hear the spring coil and click.
Yeah.
Like a light gun from the NES.
One day that sucker's going to give up.
Here's the thing. I think the Pro Controller is probably in my top 2 of controllers. Well, top 3. Definitely top 3. It's a very good controller. If the triggers had actual trigger mechanisms on them, then it'd be top tier controller.
I prefer the Pro Controller over the PlayStation controller.
Yeah. For me, it's Xbox controller, and then the Steam controller, and the Nintendo Pro Controller tied.
Well, while we're digging in here about the Switch and the Steam Deck here, what did you think about the new OLED Switch?
I think it was a weird time to produce this product.
Well, here's the thing. I do believe they were intending to make a better Switch, but with the lack of chips,
The semiconductor shortage.
Yeah, they're just like, fuck, what do we do? They're like, well, we can just release all the other hardware we have in stock and put a better screen in.
Just put a bigger handle on it and re-release it.
I think it's an improvement, but right now I'm looking at it as like when the PlayStation Slim came out. Every slightly better model of the PlayStation came out. It wasn't a big improvement. It was just a little better.
Yeah.
It's like you don't have to upgrade, but you'll have better cooling. It's better size. It's a half step of an upgrade.
I look at it this way. I'm like, fuck you, Nintendo. I've had a white Nintendo Switch for years now.
Listen, it's not their fault you got a custom Switch painted.
Yeah, baby. They didn't have one. That's like this bullshit.
Unless you have money to burn, I don't think you should.
Oh God! At the time, I had too much money to burn. I guess
that's true.
that was a $569 console.
It's wild. that.
God, yeah.
Yes, I know that hurts anybody who's listening right now that has scrimped and saved up to buy a Switch, and then here I paid $569 for a Switch. They're like,
double the amount.
Fucking. Yeah, I did. I sure did. But
to be fair, you could have painted it. You could have just painted one yourself.
No, I'm not that good though.
Hey, I promise you, as someone who's done model painting and it looked damn good, it's really not that hard.
No, I'm not that good. This thing looks beautiful. And believe it or not, there's still
we can see it. It's right there behind you.
Yeah. I mean, there's not a damn scratch on it either.
Well, we can't see that from here, you jackass.
It has stood the test of time. So the quality, I will say that the quality is great, and I have thought about spending $129 on a custom painted Pro controller.
Oof.
TJ can't say shit because he spent like $300 on a Pro on his controller.
He's TJ though. We know what to expect from him.
Hold on, what did I spend money on?
Your Elite controller.
Well, it's just a regular Elite controller. I just paid the regular price. It was $200, and it was
$200. I'm sorry.
It was $100 too much.
Yeah, there you go. See, mine would be a Pro controller that's $50 more, but it would be the colors that I would want.
True, I could have. The same company they will paint these, and good lord, they're expensive.
Yeah, like I said, it's colorware, and it's for them to paint a damn Pro controller. It's $50 more or less, so it's $130.
I have mock-ups of an Xbox controller that I wanted painted, and it accidentally came out Iron Man colors. I didn't realize that I'd done this until I was looking at it the other day because I still had the pictures saved.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit! This looks like an Iron Man controller, which looks dope. It's very red and gold, but I didn't do it because I, as someone who abusively spends money, I still couldn't justify buying a custom painted controller.
Really?
I couldn't do it.
That surprised me.
It surprised me too.
I would have no
draw
issue.
the line somewhere. This is going to be it.
I would never buy another custom colored console ever again in my life.
Yeah.
You know, that's it. I mean, I've done it once. I did it with the Switch. I still believe it's a good idea because, look, I like white and I like blue in color. As you can tell, I've got a white microphone, I got a blue hat, I got a white headset. My computer back behind me, you can see, blue and white.
The other one's on fire.
The other one is on fire. I mean, that's my steez. It's what I like.
Yeah.
So, but I won't do that again. That's just a bit much.
Yeah, might deal with a controller, but it's just buying another controller I don't need.
Yeah. But the back to the OLED Switch. My personal opinion, Nintendo, hooray! You did something that you should have done like, I don't know,
the first time?
4 years, 5 years ago.
That screen should have come out the first time. That should not have been.
Yeah. I don't understand why it's so far behind, but this is Nintendo.
Yeah. Honestly, if you're thinking of buying a new Switch, buy the OLED.
Yeah, true.
If you already have a Switch, you have a Switch. Don't
buy a new Switch, even though it's white.
Switch. Yeah.
Don't buy it.
Jan was like, "Thank God I painted mine already."
Yeah. It's I don't have to buy that Switch.
I don't have to change mine.
It's like I got my Switch, I got my stuff, I can hook it up to the TV, I'm good. Hooray, hooray, hooray. I'm good.
Yeah. Speaking of hooking up to the TV, that is also a thing you can do with the Stream Deck or Steam Deck. Fuck me.
Yes, it actually has a
docking port.
A dock, thank you.
Yes.
I'm wondering if you're at home, if it will use your home PC to just stream games. If you're running on your home Wi-Fi. Which would which would make it even better for people who just want to lay on the couch and play their fucking super dope game that you know that thing can't run on its own.
Yeah.
I would not.
It's got. I wouldn't. It wouldn't. I don't doubt it for a second that it would go. Oh, you're home. Oh, your computer is hooked up right now.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to play Cyberpunk? Yeah, let me just stream that to this instead.
Yeah. I think that would be. I think that would be that they have to include that. It's. I think that's just a way better thing, and the fact that you can hook up a keyboard and mouse to it, and then hook it to your TV, and you can stream games to your TV like you would with the Steam Link.
I bet you would burn that sucker up though.
Nah, because it's just running. It's just streaming from your home your other PC's running the game.
All you're doing is just downloading over the network and displaying. You're not processing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
about that.
it's the same thing if you ran one. If you were running a computer off one of Minor Daniel's PCs at 4K on just a shitty little HP.
Yeah,
it would run it just fine.
Mm-hmm.
The monitor wouldn't, because
the monitor would be like,
video card's like, I'm dying.
How many?
You want 800 by 600? I give you 640 by 480.
It's like, why do these pixels look so much?
It's not like the fan's trying to fly out of that thing. What the hell?
But yeah, I think that would be surely it can do that. Like, I've seen the home screen. It looks a lot like the Switch, just with the panels and everything. But I'm pretty sure if it can't stream from your home PC over Wi-Fi, then that's a huge miss from them.
Well, again, we'll see. Maybe something that they go back and put back in on a new version.
That wouldn't even be. That's a software thing.
Yeah, if it's their Steam launcher, it should just be default built in.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's in there because otherwise Valve is stupid if they put that in there.
To look at the pictures, maybe they just got.
I didn't read. I read half an article about it.
I don't have to read an article. I just look at the console and I just know. This is not for me.
I am 100% in support of it. It's definitely for me because I want to be able to play SnowRunner instead of having to put all my shit up. Putting my you guys can't see this. I am in a semi truck right now, and it is a fucking production to get onto my computer. So being able to just do it from up front, just at work, would be so much better.
You're like, I'm driving a truck while driving a truck.
I'm not doing that. And for anyone, yes, I do understand the irony of playing American Truck Sim while also doing it for real life.
TJ's quality control. He's like, this isn't real enough.
To be fair, I've noticed things in the game. I'm like, I should email them about this.
It's like, you guys have no idea what that really like.
It's like, guys, I didn't downshift enough on this hill. Come on.
The scale of stuff in that game is not great.
No.
They don't want you fully immersed.
There's people out there though that have the seat, like it goes boingy 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 boingy, and then the steering wheel, and then the gearbox. They're like, yeah.
Like, you don't really know the thrill of being a truck driver till you get cut off 15 million times a day for not being able to go as fast as everybody else.
There's no thrill.
The thrill is gone.
It's so gone. And let me tell you guys, I'm in a different truck. I'm in a very slow truck compared to my last one. I blew the motor 3 times in that truck, and I'm in the turbo. Shit the bed. They're like, you just want to drive one of the new trucks? So I'm like, that'll be fine. And it's not fine. It sucks. It's an automatic. It has a weak motor. It's very boring. So whereas I could pass anyone, I get in the left lane and I'm outrunning everybody. This truck, it will outrun everybody, but it takes a real long time to get there. And it's like, I just do the speed limit now.
Like, hold on, you just wait a minute. I'll get you in 3 miles.
Yeah, you wait till I catch up. I'm going to show you.
By the time I've forgotten.
Like, who are you?
Never become a truck driver. It's the worst job ever. It sucks. It sucks. I hate it.
Hey, somebody's got to do it, and I'm grateful it's you and not me.
To be fair, I know the real life stuff, but I'm making so much money this year It's wild. Like, this has probably been my best year in the last 10 years.
That's good.
To be fair, everything I had is paid off. I have no bills anymore.
Hooray.
Except my phone bill, internet bill. That's it.
Great.
That's
you're
nice.
you're better at being an adult than I am right now because
Well, you know, from the outside, sure, but if you get into it, you're like, well, you're really struggling, aren't you?
Too real, too real.
I mean, mostly I just stay at work. I almost never go home anymore.
Sad face.
Well, I have goals. I have goals, and they include having a lot of money backed up.
And playing D&D.
That's true, yeah. God. We're doing that tomorrow.
Yeah, we're doing D&D tomorrow.
We're going to try like hell to play this. And I asked Daniel this the other day. I think we were driving downtown Dallas. And I asked him if I thought he and I would still be playing D&D by the time we're 60. Or at least trying.
Yeah.
I think as long as there's an opportunity, I think we probably can try to do something.
If it were just the three of us, I would still be down. Like,
what if there was this is going to sound stupid because I know what they're going to say. What if there was like a computerized GM that gave you the storylines for you to follow and it was completely customizable to whatever random shit that we came up with, much like our own game?
You mean like an AI that would be able to lead us on an adventure?
Yeah.
And then I would be like, you're the new GM, AI, and then I'm going to play. Yay.
well,
I know, and everybody's going to say like, well, video games. That's what a video game is.
It's different.
Okay, well, here's the thing. Games like, let's say Divinity, is basically a pre-built D&D campaign that you can run without a GM.
Yeah.
Like Divinity or Baldur's Gate or those are the only two I can think of.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a lot of them, but there are games where that could be done. It's not customizable, but you can build a whole campaign inside of Divinity. Like, they have a whole campaign builder. You can build all kinds of shit. So that exists in a sense.
In a sense, yeah.
Yeah, but I understand what you mean. It would be nice to just be able to plop down your phone and be like, okay, Google, lead me on an adventure.
Yeah, three of us put our heads together. It'd be God only knows the shit we would come up with.
My phone just tried to lead me on an adventure.
It's like, what adventure would you like to go on, DJ?
In 500
No,
feet,
stop it.
turn left.
Adventure Island.
It's like, that is an interstate. I will not do that.
Pardon me.
Don't die.
Tasty. Lastly, on my list of shit to talk about, I saw this and I recoiled in terror and horror because of childhood. Lawnmower Simulator.
Yeah.
And I look at this, and of course I go, Matt. And I'm like, Matt likes Sims. He'd probably like this. But on the tagline is like, enjoy mowing the English countryside. And I'm like, fuck that. It's like, I've mowed enough countryside in my lifetime. I don't need to do that in a simulator. It's like, quit giving me scars.
Well, you can't get PTSD from mowing your yard, man. Calm down.
Yes, I can, by God.
All the frogs you run over.
No,
Snakes.
hill of ants that automatically blew up on you when you ran over.
Look, you hit enough rabbits, man. I tell you what. No. It's more or less it's my allergies from back in that time.
And that makes sense.
I was, every time I had to mow, and there was no escaping it, I was wrecked every time I mowed because of my grass allergy. And I remember I'd lay down in the living room floor going, because I was coated in pollen and grass and dirt, trying to breathe. I'm like, I hate this. I will never mow. And as I've gotten to an adult, I pay somebody else to mow my damn yard. And you know what? I'm okay doing that because I hate mowing with a passion.
Mowing ranks somewhere around washing dishes and doing laundry for me.
I would rather wash dishes and do laundry.
I hate all of them.
I hate mowing.
Although, here's my thing: if I have a riding lawnmower, I really like mowing a lawn because I like machinery, and it's fun to go around.
Look, if there was an air-conditioned cabined lawnmower where the grass would not even touch me, okay, sure, maybe I'll roll my giant box around on the ground outside and cut things in short.
I think there might be, but you would be spending upwards of thousands of dollars for one.
Yes, I know. It's a tractor.
Oh yeah, there's a tractor. Yeah, that's
It's like a giant
I
tractor.
thought about it like, yeah, John Deere makes one, but I do believe that you could probably get one that's actually a lawnmower.
Yeah, you have a pull behind mower blade. You know, it hits trees that retracts and rolls around it. You can just run over everything. Yeah, but I can't stand.
I believe the yard is too small for that.
Well, I'll run over the fences. I just can't stand mowing. And then seeing Mowing Simulator, I was like, no.
Here's the thing. Who in their life is thinking, I am so bored. Whoops, hold on. I have no lighting going on here. Who in their life is so bored with even if you love simulators, there's Farming Simulator, because that's something not everyone can do. American Truck Simulator, because that's not everything. You all right? Are you eating, drinking bugs?
No, it looked pretty bad over here from this side.
I was drinking tea.
Is the word.
And when I got done, I had a little present in the bottom of the glass.
Yep.
There's part of the foil cover that was on the top of the damn container. I was like, why are you in here?
At least it wasn't a fly.
Or a fingernail.
Or that's
because it was about the size of a fingernail, and if it would have been a fingernail, I would have vomited on screen.
Oh, we're going to edit that part out.
And then my beautiful white keyboard with blue background would have been orange.
Gross. That's too much.
That is tea.
What? Everybody's vomit isn't orange?
It depends on what I ate, I guess.
Yeah.
But my thing with simulators is there's all these simulators of things you can do that you can't normally do in real life, which is great. Crane operator simulator, I'm sure, is a thing.
Surgery simulator.
Yeah, these are things you can't do in real life. So why, in God's name, would you want to simulate something you could just go outside and do?
For the rich people, I guess.
For those that are physically unable to not, like maybe Daniel and his allergies.
I can go out and mow. I hate mowing. I choose not to. I choose to pay somebody to do that job for me. It's worth the money.
I would rather play Power Washing Simulator than Lawn Mowing Simulator.
Yes, I would agree with that.
One, because, okay, as I'm saying, Power Washing Simulator seems more satisfying, which it does. It looks very satisfying. And I love power washing. If you ever power wash anything, it's a lot of fun, and it is very satisfying.
You're like, oh, look at you. You're getting clean.
Yeah.
Oh. I power washed my bricks.
Yeah, that's all. Power washing bricks,
nice.
Concrete, your driveway. You're like, damn, look how clean this looks. But as I'm saying that, I realize, like, you could do fun shit mowing a lawn, like do weird designs that you wouldn't do at home because...
Oof.
But I'm not going to do that. If I'm playing a lawnmower simulator, I'm going to mow the same way I mow in a big circle until I get to the end, and then I'm done. Yep. To me, there's two ways of mowing a lawn: in a big circle that's ever closing toward the middle, and then back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the only way I mow my grass.
Fuck you and your cross-diagonal patches, man.
Every time I see someone do that, I'm like, who has the time? Why are you outside doing that?
I just saw that right here across the street the other day.
Yeah.
It's like, that's too much work. Everything's squares, man. Just do squares.
Yeah.
I don't know. See, I see like stuff like car mechanic simulator, and then there's like a motorcycle repair simulator that's coming up that's made by the same guys that do the car repair simulator. I'm like, hey, this is kind of interesting. I'd be interested in looking at this. Because of course it's all older style vehicles that you're repairing, so it's feasible. Unlike today's vehicles, where if you were to pull your vehicle into the garage today and you're like, hey, I need to repair the ECM, you're like, oh well, fuck.
Here's the thing. I have a Hyundai. For anyone, for context, the first time I got the car, and I've always worked on my own car, always. I was in mechanic class in high school, so I've always been under the hood of a car. When I bought that car, I popped the hood. I looked at it for 5 seconds, shut the hood, and was like, well, I have no business in there.
Yeah. There's too many fucking wires.
The only thing I've had the coil pack go out on one of the cylinders. That's the only thing I've done to that car. Because it was on top, and I could just pop the cover off, pull that out, put the new one in, plug it in, cover back on, good to go.
Yeah, it's feasible.
Yeah.
I was looking
a lot of stuff, you're just like, no, I can't.
Well, when Curtis's truck we thought it was having a wheel bearing issue. Turns out it was just brakes. I looked up online. I was like, okay, well, how difficult is it to actually change out the damn wheel bearings on one of the F-150s? So I looked at it, and not only is there the ABS sensor that plugs into the wheel bearing, you route that goddamn thing through the fender well, up, down, and then there's a small section that's right in between the not the washer fluid, but the power steering fluid and something else, the air cleaner. It's like a little small cable that's like down mounted on the top of the wheel well, but you got to run that shit through the wheel well and all the plastic and stuff. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. And then of course, if you want to replace that wheel bearing yourself, for genuine part, that's a $230 wheel bearing.
Damn.
I was like, oh my God. And it's because of that damn sensor, that ABS sensor.
Yeah, I looked it up and it was a nightmare.
I was like, this is fucking ridiculous. I was like, I don't want to do this. It's like, I like the days where you could crawl and sit inside your engine compartment.
Yeah, me too. They're gone. They've left us.
They're gone. Yeah.
They're
Now
just project parts now.
Now I just use Forescan and plug in my OBD2 reader and plug it into the truck, and I just run my software on my laptop and read codes. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's what it is.
I thankfully have not had that many problems out of my car. Which, it's a Hyundai, which if you'd said that 10 years ago, people would not believe you. Actually, sorry, 20 years ago. I forget that it's 2020. But yeah, 20 years ago, people were like, you own a Hyundai and it still runs?
Yeah. Like, yeah.
Amazing.
But believe it or not, they make good cars now.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
that's
so
all.
we got
I mean,
we got D&D tomorrow, so
yeah. I was gonna say that's all my podcast topics. I could talk about Netflix offering video games now, but it's just
let's beat that horse later.
I don't understand why they would even want to do that. There's no point.
Because they keep charging money, and now streaming PC games is becoming more thing.
Hello, Google Stadia.
Google, what are you?
Stadia.
I know what it is. I'm just
Google Stadia.
Well, here's the thing, real quick on that. They keep charging more, and I'm sure they'll charge more for the games, but currently they say it's not going to be at any additional cost, which is good because I don't know what I'm paying for on Netflix. So they might as well add games to it.
Well, yeah, all I get
Before
are
you do know.
emails. This is all I get are emails every 3-4 months. Hey, we're raising your subscription by $1. Hey, we're raising your subscription by $1. I think it's like $24 now, and at one point in time it was $14.99. I'm like, why am I paying for this?
Yeah.
Like, fuck you, Netflix.
That's one. Yeah, I'm struggling. Like me and you talked about it before we started.
Yeah.
But I'm struggling to keep paying for Netflix when Hulu's doing Netflix better.
It's true. Why buy Netflix when you can Hulu?
Yeah, I never thought I'd say that. Like, I watched Hulu before Hulu ever charged. Like, you could watch, with ads, and you watched all their content. And then when they started paying, I was like, I don't need that. And then Netflix came out, and I was like, yay, Netflix. And now I'm like, Netflix. Oh, yeah, watch Loki. It's so good.
Oh, yeah.
I keep hearing about it.
Season finale was dope. I won't spoil it for anybody, but it's real good. And you're going to have to watch it.
If you go anywhere on the internet, there's spoilers. So, I mean.
Here's a spoiler. Loki was in it.
Loki was actually a bunch of Lokis were in
it. You could say it was very low key Loki.
It was high key Loki.
I hadn't watched it, so I don't know.
You get to roll with disadvantage tomorrow.
Where are we?
I rolled a 5. Oh yeah. Speaking of which, okay, I'll just talk about it right now. I got to retcon a few things at the start of D&D tomorrow.
Yeah, we talked about some of that.
Yeah, I talked about it with Curtis when he came down. I got to retcon and re-roll the scry for Nephromax because I screwed that up.
Oh.
Yes, I rolled with advantage, and that wasn't supposed to happen.
Huh.
It was supposed to be a -5 to save, and I did not do that. So I was like, "Whoops, that's a problem. I need to fix that." So you can expect to see a new, fresh roll of that, and possibly some new, fresh information.
Nice.
I got a few things I got to retcon with Matt, and
you were beating a
vessel,
kicking around a couple of ideas. So,
and I also realized that I could totally that how y'all respond to a lot of things coming in the future could ultimately change how I've entirely planned out some of the campaign. So that was exciting. I didn't realize that until after we got to where we were yesterday, or at the end of the last stream, and I said, "Oh shit, whoops." So that's going to be exciting. I can't wait to see how that's going to pan out. What else do I need to retcon?
No pressure on our end. Every move we make is going to be the move that's going to destroy the universe.
Honestly, I hope a deck of many things comes up because I'm 100%. If Penelope gets a chance to pull one, she will without hesitation.
I don't know if I want the deck of many things in this campaign.
Honestly, if you give me any red button, I'm going to hit it.
Push button.
I'm going to Travis the fuck out of a red button.
I am looking forward to tomorrow. But I've got to write some stuff. That's the problem.
I have such a shit memory. When we were talking about it, I was talking about it with Matt, and someone else was like, "I don't know what's happening." I was like, "I don't think anything exciting happened." He's like, "A new character came in," and I was like, "Oh yeah, your new character."
Yeah, yeah, you got your notes.
This is my notes for the campaign so far and where we're going. It's just
you want to just hold that up there so I can zoom in again?
Here, I'll tell you exactly what it says at the very last. Need to retcon a few things.
Yeah, well, spoilers, I already knew that. So.
You know, I try to write out. I try to write out general notes, because if I write out like, this is how the story's gonna go, y'all ain't gonna fucking do that.
No,
so I don't do that.
You should have. Waterdeep should have been a very big idea of what we were going to do with them.
Y'all took Waterdeep and said, let me just fuck this right here.
We cut it in half.
Well, okay. Waterdeep can be ran in 4 different distinct ways, okay? I picked one that made the most sense when we got to that point because of Matt. So that's why I was like, okay, we're going to go this direction. And that's how I ran the game. I ran it in that direction. But you can go back and play that same module 3 different ways, or 3 more ways right now, and get a different experience all 3 times. I've read the module. I had to have. I ran the damn module.
I was going to say, I hope you read some of it.
Yeah, we would have expected you to have read the module, yes.
But I thought about, because I looked at that and I'm like, Mad Mage. I'm like, damn, Mad Mage is pretty good. It's the other half of Waterdeep.
Yeah.
It takes you from 5 to 20.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that's good. I was like, I want to play Mad Mage. Unfortunately, we don't have anybody who will be able to run a game other than me.
Yeah.
So, if anybody out there wants to run a DM game, please.
I would love to DM, but unfortunately my job leaves me no free time for world building.
Well, shit. I don't have any free time either, but I
mean,
try to make it work.
You know, you can fuck with it at work. I can't even. It's frowned upon for me.
It's frowned upon for me as well.
If your boss is watching this, weird. Hey.
Oh, we lost Curtis again.
Oh no!
I just realized. I was like, man, Curtis looks frustrated. It's because we lost him again.
Well, I guess that's a good reason to stop.
Oh God, I've got to get wired internet for him so he can not drop out at a moment's notice. But yeah, this is a good point. Hold on, I'll bring him back in right quick. Hold on.
Welcome back.
He's not back yet.
Oh.
Nobody else can see him. Only we can see him. Gotta bring him back. Whoop. There you go. Oh, that was almost nice. That kind of worked. Interesting.
We were getting ready to wrap the end of this up anyway.
And we're getting close.
We got to get up early to get started for notes and etc. tomorrow.
I've got a lot of writing.
Set up.
And push that live. Well, we'll see how this works out in the end. See if I can edit this and make it work one more time for a podcast. Episode 60. Wow. This is the 60th one we've made.
It just took a long time to get there.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So tune in next year for 61.
Fuck. I don't want to do that. I want to try and actually do this a little. I don't know if twice a week is really doable at all, but maybe at least once. As long as I get my little one down to sleep and she stay asleep. Usually in the evenings, the 10 o'clock hour is the witching hour. I have a couple of minutes to do a thing or two. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Now, the days, of course, are going to always shift because not everybody's available at the same time, at the same day. Yeah. Can't always do Friday. We're going to rotate this with Curtis's schedule. TJ's schedule. We'll figure it out.
I could generally make time.
But we made a podcast today, guys.
Yep.
We did it.
We actually got to talk. Yay.
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, my Wi-Fi is disconnected, so.
Am I on the right side?
Curtis, you're not giving him high fives.
I don't even know where you're at.
I'll just do this. Anyway. It's nice to make a podcast. It's nice to do this again. It's nice to bullshit. Yeah. It's just don't get to bullshit as much anymore. We all get older. We all have lives, and being able to even sit around and talk about here's how life has decided to be fun or not at the same time.
We got to sit down and play PGA Tour the other day.
Oh, nice.
Right.
And it was fun for the 30 minutes that I did audio.
Well, I mean, that's the thing.
The rest was Rage Machine behind the scenes, but
Yeah, but we didn't record it. We was like, we're gonna play golf, and we played golf, and then I hit a hole in one, and then I didn't get a recording of that hole in one. So, but I hit a hole in one.
Good job.
Yay me! But it wasn't on a goddamn authorized course, so I don't get the goddamn Steam achievement.
Oh, that sucks.
That's so dumb. I'm like, fuck you. I hit a hole in one. The game recognizes it's a hole in one. Give me the goddamn, achievement. Don't make me have to go to a TBC course just to get a hole in one, just so it counts. It's not like it didn't count when I hit it off the tee and made it in the hole this time. Angry.
slightly.
Well, yeah. I could rant all day.
Save it. Channel that anger.
Channel that anger next time into the next podcast. Like, for 61. Who knows what we'll be talking about next? I don't know. We'll find out next week. Hopefully.
I'd like to talk about our D&D that's going to happen.
We'll be talking about D&D in the morning at 10 o'clock in the morning Central Time for Texas. So adjust your clocks to Texas time and then come join us at 10 in the morning. It's a little early, but grab your bacon, grab your toast, grab your coffee. Come play D&D with us.
Grab your butts.
Hold on to your ass because I'm going to blow them away. Like I've already done to Granite's mind.
Look, we can't get into that right now. It's too late in the evening. We should have started with that if you want to talk about that.
Oh, we can't. I mean,
no, we can't. It's too late.
The D&D podcast is a completely different podcast.
All right, just stop recording. We'll start. We'll do it. We'll go for another 2 hours.
All right, fuck it. Hold on. Let me just. All right, we'll be right back.
Okay, but I got to
be right back with Defending the Darkness.
Like you wanted to, so I got to step
like,
away.
I need to sleep. I have to go.
No, Granite is going to be a troll tomorrow.
Okay, apparently we need to come back with Defending the Darkness, so we'll be right back with Defending the Darkness. No, I'm kidding. You'll see tomorrow during the during the podcast during our D&D broadcast. Hopefully, I'll have everything ready by then. I need to make some NPCs tonight.
And it'll be daylight, so I'll have better lighting.
Yay!
You
won't be moody, Penelope.
This weird mood lighting I have going on.
Like I don't want to end it because we're having fun. Like,
well, we may want to. I'm sure Matt's already gone to bed, so
that's awful.
Yeah,
bed.
Matt's an old man. He goes to bed at 10 o'clock.
He stops streaming and goes to sleep.
I have been going to bed at 10 o'clock and 9 o'clock and some of those hour clocks because I've been tired.
I went to bed at 9 o'clock last night.
Oh, wow.
I was supposed to get up at 4 and I woke up at 8.
You missed.
Yeah. I woke up and the sun was up. I was like, oh, shit.
Like, that's not supposed to happen.
I looked at my phone. It's like, missed alarm. I'm like, you don't say. Did
really?
You try hard enough?
Yeah, you didn't try hard enough.
My alarm will stick her feet in my face. She's like, pop, 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 and then crawl on top of me and go, Google, 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 Google. I'm like, fuck Google. Google's asleep. Go to bed. Google. I wish I would have never taught her that.
I got to wrap up here, guys.
All right.
So
we will see y'all tomorrow morning for the D&D broadcast. But for now, thank you all watching episode 60 of the Bitcast, and we bid you adieu and good night. Bye, everybody.